Hi there, and welcome to Modern Day Mirror. This is a place to get curious about the feelings and experiences we see reflected in the stories of others. We're here to celebrate and learn from our neighbors as living, breathing, modern day mirrors. Hi there, folks. This is your host, Cecilia, and for today's bonus episode, we're back with Nine, who spoke with us about his passion for helping fellow artists in the episode titled One Night Only. Here, he reflects on the nuances of success as an artist and a passion project of his that's helping to build community among songwriters and musicians.
So I perform all different kinds of music. My first performance of original music was when I was 14. So I've been doing this a really long time. Wow. So it's 2024 right now. I've been performing multiple shows. I probably did at least a dozen shows in 1996.
Wow.
So it's been a while. Yeah. And this is going to sound funny to say, but luckily for me, in this sense, I never found a lot of success despite doing this very seriously for a very long time. Okay. And the benefit of that is that I am not beholden to any labels or any audience about what I can and should be doing. So I just do whatever I want. So there's some things that when I think about, I can get sad about or upset about, which is, for instance, being able to pay rent. That's not something I can do now. Like, I've been surviving now. I've done day job forever, all different kinds. And I was laid off at the end of last year and have had trouble finding humanly paying jobs. So even right now, the only reason I'm surviving is because I cashed out one of my 401ks. So despite having tons of music out there and having like people that like what I do, like I've been reviewed well, I've won some awards, I'm still broke. So in terms of that success of being able to survive, not even talking about like fame or fortune, just survival, I'm a total failure. And that's very distressing and painful to me. But that's just one part of making music. A big part of songwriting is it's a kind of self-therapy that you're doing, where you're taking the stories that are inside of you that either hurt you or just like a love song. It's just things that are bursting inside of you, whether they're light or they're heavy, that need to get outside of you. It's that practice of making that happen and putting in the work to take these parts of you that are inside and bring them outside of yourself. And that is a worthwhile process. And so in terms of doing that well, I would say I'm incredibly successful. Absolutely. And that's been a hard, long path to get to that point. So in terms of that success, in terms of helping the world around you, it's my impact is small because I hyper focus on the local, but I do feel like I've made a positive impact on the other artists in town. So in that sense, successful. Just in terms of not being able to pay rent or eat, that part's a failure. Although I've started to develop a small Patreon. And so that's actually, I'm about to release a new song. And the only reason I can afford to do it is take the last few months of the Patreon to be able to release a new song. So that's been really helpful in that. There's not that many people on it, but it makes me super happy every time somebody's, because they sign up for like $1 a month. Yeah. And that sounds like nothing, but it adds up.
It matters. Yeah.
And it also just means that someone's investing in you, like in what you're doing. And people will buy you drinks at the bar and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, just sign up for $1 a month on my Patreon. It's better for me. Yeah. I don't need this drink right now, let me tell you. But I do need to release new music next month, because normally it's just frustration. Oh, the streams are not that good. Oh, the album sales aren't that good. I'm working so hard, but people aren't paying attention at a level that will make me happy. And so I'm doing music, but I'm mad. Whereas when I'm able to help push somebody else along, that makes me happy. I was like, how else can we get people's voices out there? So I started this zine, which I'd always wanted to make a zine. I just don't have any visual art skill. And so it's something that I always dreamed of doing, but just could never figure it out.
For folks who might not be familiar with that term, can you tell them what a zine is?
So a zine is kind of hard to define because it can really be anything, but usually it's some kind of paper sheets put together that often will have photography on the pages, poetry on the pages, short stories, just different things they're very cheap to put together, which means that they're easy to do. Sometimes there'll be papers folded in weird ways. It's as many things as you can possibly think of. I've been actually cataloging in a zine library recently, and one of them was like a puzzle box that you opened it up and there was art inside, and it was still technically a zine.
Wow.
So it really can be anything.
Yeah.
But it's the lowest bar to entry for putting out an art piece to the public that they can like each have a piece of, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I realized that with the invention of QR codes, I could actually do two things that I'd really wanted to do. One is make a compilation album, but also put a zine together. And one of the most important ways that a person can identify with a song is not just to hear it, but to play it. And so when I started playing guitar, the reason that I learned chords was because I had songbooks. So like my first song that I was learning was No Rain by Blind Melon. And I was like, oh, this is how you play an E chord. This is a D chord. Yeah. And it was actually using the chords from No Rain that I wrote those first 20 songs in 5th grade, because those were the only song chords that I knew. But that's how I learned. Yeah. And so I was like, I really wish when I hear an amazing song by a local artist that I could learn it without having to be a master who plays it by ear. And so I was like, we can do that, I think. So I started collecting songs from people. I'd say you just record on your phone, something really basic. This will not be on your Spotify. This will just go to the zine. And then also send me the lyrics and the chords so that we can teach people how to play your song. And so I started putting together a zine called the Sound of Your City. And so this is the first one here. This is a podcast, so it's silly for me to flip through this, but You can see how it teaches people how to play the songs. And then at the same time, it has a QR code that when you go to get a free download of the songs so you can hear them as well.
That is amazing.
I was super stoked on the idea. And when it came to me, I was like, I've never heard of this being done. No, maybe it has. I don't know. But I was like, I think an original idea has like slipped into my lap. So it took a ton of, I'm not a graphic designer, so these take me so long to put together because I'm really bad at it. But people got really excited. They listen to everybody else's song on there. Some of the public listen too, but the songwriters started learning each other's songs. So that's one of my favorite things now is I'll be at a mic and I'll hear somebody cover another local artist's song. Wow. And like that, the artist, if they happen to be there, they are losing their mind because they're like, this is amazing. And then I hide my emotions more unless I've had too many of the free drinks. But I'm also freaking out and being like, yes, this is amazing because this is the dream. And so that's something that I've put together every year for Stack now. We have the 2022 and we have the 2023, and it's larger. And I've even started going to other cities if I'm going to go play a show in another city. I just played a zine fest in Reading, and I said, hey, if I'm coming out there, let's do a Sound of Your City Reading edition. And so we put one there together for them too. And I'm reaching out to other cities as I go. It's one of those things that because it requires work, everybody likes the idea, but not everybody is the best at sending things in.
Sure.
But whatever they send in, then we will put in. I'm not trying, and maybe it's just because I'm old now. I'm not trying to be hip. I'm not like, oh, we're gonna only this song and this song because these are the good songs and these are like the cool people.
No gatekeeping art.
No, I am a gate smasher.
It has been an honor and a pleasure to co-create with Nine for the podcast this week. If you are also inspired by the work he's sharing with the world, I'd invite you to check out his Patreon, which is linked in the show notes. There, you can also find all things Modern Day Mirror and more information on how you can be our next guest. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a rating, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Thanks so much for being here.